The rain-slicked streets of Chicago were a blur, but nothing was fuzzier than the image Sienna Reed was staring at on her phone. 5 years of being Brendan Cross's loyal, ride-or-die chief of staff hadn't got her the wedding she planned. It had gotten her a humiliating public dismissal. The headline screamed, Cross Enterprises founder to marry socialite Veronica Finch. A match made for cachet. It was giving messy vibes. Brendan's parting words echoed in her mind. You're clutching a crisis, Sienna, but a Cross needs a wife with cachet, not just competence. You are low-key. Nursing a ridiculously expensive cocktail at a lounge, Sienna felt her mood tanking. Her outfit was dope, but she felt like a total L. Rough night. Or are you just celebrating a monumental vibe check? A voice, smooth as aged whiskey, cut through the ambient jazz. He had serious riz. She looked up at the man next to her. Kai Everest, the tech mogul, the guy who founded half the apps everyone uses. His eyes were the precise color of old gold, and his presence was pure, lethal confidence. I just got publicly traded, Sienna said flatly, in for a less efficient, but apparently more bougie model. Kai smiled, a slow, predatory expression. And what, in this moment of dramatic irony, would make that bougie model feel like total trash? If I married someone who made Brendan Cross look like he was running a lemonade stand, Sienna stated, her voice shaking slightly with bourbon and resolve. A total disaster. My name is Kai Everest. I need a respectable wife for 6 months for a merger. You need instant, spectacular revenge. I believe we can make this mutually beneficial. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a box. Inside, a giant emerald-cut diamond sat on a platinum band. It looked like an ice rink for wealthy mice. You're capping, Sienna whispered, momentarily stunned. You're literally the most elusive man in global finance. Not a myth, Kai countered, sliding the ring toward her. A man with a proposal. We signed the papers tonight. You get the ultimate glow-up, and Brendan gets the worst 6 months of his life. The viral wedding and the ultimate flex. The next morning, the social media landscape was on fire. The news wasn't just big. It was a straight-up digital supernova. Tech titan Kai Everest weds Sienna Reed in shock ceremony. Cross's ex lands the jackpot. Brendan called, sounding like his vocal cords were disintegrating. Sienna, what in the actual hell? That man is a savage in the market. You're putting your whole life at risk. Sienna just sent him a screenshot of Kai's estimated net worth, followed by the gif of a dramatic mic drop. New status. Legendary. You're blocked. When she arrived at Kai's sprawling penthouse, she found him waiting. The agreement is 6 months, Kai stated, walking her through a gallery that housed an actual, full-sized redwood tree under a glass dome. But in this house, my wife is a priority. Disrespect to you is disrespect to me. He led her to a wing she hadn't seen yet. Behind a massive mahogany door was a fully operational fine art appraisal studio and restoration lab. I know you shelve your work in art preservation and appraisal to run his life, Kai said, handing her the access key. This is yours. An investment, not a gift. An investment in the woman who knew the value of everything except her own worth. Over the next few weeks, Sienna was thriving. She was not just attending galas. She was the center of them. Her confidence was hitting different. Then, at a major charity art auction, Brendan tried to corner her, clearly feeling the pressure of Kai's reputation. Sienna, look at all this. You know this isn't real. You're still pining for the stability we had. Brendan sneered, attempting to grab her wrist. You'll always be my former chief of staff. Before she could land a verbal knockout, Kai was there, his arms circling her waist. His eyes were cold, and the temperature in the room plummeted. Mr. Cross. Kai's voice was a deep rumble that silenced the crowd. My wife is currently appraising a vintage ruby brooch. It's a piece she dreamed about owning since she saw it in her high school yearbook. He looked down at Sienna, his golden gaze softening. Ikik. A yearbook, Sienna, that I still own, he finished. I wrote in the margins that day, predicting that one day you would appraise pieces like this and that I would be there to watch you succeed. Sienna's breath hitched. That old, beat-up yearbook. The quiet boy who sat 3 desks behind her in AP Calc. He didn't just know her dream. He had been rooting for it, and her, before he even had the power to make it real. He'd been catching feelings for years. You gave her long hours and a cheap dismissal, Kai said, pulling Brendan close for a final, chilling threat. I gave Sienna the studio, the opportunity, and the unconditional love I've been building since we were kids. And unlike you, I've got the receipts. Kai turned back to Sienna. He lifted her hand, kissed the huge emerald-cut diamond, and spoke only to her. The contract is null and void, Sienna. We are throwing it out, he said, his voice laced with long-held affection. But the vow is real. I love you. I stand you. Sienna understood everything. He wasn't her contract husband. He was the ultimate silent admirer, the MVP of her life. The tears streaming down her face weren't sad. They were pure, triumphant joy. The contract was over. The marriage was just beginning.